All right, everybody. Welcome out to the And a Chaser Spirits and Beer Pairing Show. It is Wednesday. Oh, geez. January 22nd, 2025. Jersey Johnny coming at you. And with me, as always, is none other than Mr. Beer Samurai and Mr. Whiskey and Beer Whisperer. How are you guys tonight?
Hey,
how it going, guys? It's fucking cold out.
It's cold out. You look like you need some warming winter whiskey.
I do. I can't put my arms down.
I can't put my arms down. Folks, welcome out to the Warming Winter Whiskey Show tonight.
It's actually warming here. I'm just being dramatic.
Of course he is. And if we just about any excuse to wear that smug cap that I wasn't able to get, and he did.
Yeah, because you know what? And you know that makes me?
What does it make you? It makes you smug, exactly.
Because I've got one and you do.
So
it's actually it's my only beanie topped hat. So
there you go. And it's Warming Winter Whiskey night. A couple of shows ago, we did Comforting Christmas Cocktails. So that was the alliteration night. This is an additional alliteration night. See what I did there? More alliteration
night.
And additional alliteration.
No. That's it's not alliteration. It's assonance.
Assonance?
Yeah, which is appropriate for you.
There you go.
or asinine.
Oh, yeah, I get confused these things.
See what I did there?
Let's see what you did there. See what you did there. So, how are you, fine gentlemen, on this frigid winter evening?
Oh man,
1.5. Okay, I'm good. Thirsty. I'm excited for my cocktail. It took me a little bit, and I actually had to fail first, but I'm setting out with mine.
I will say I had two ideas. One was my original idea was what I'm doing. And then after I decided to do my original idea, I was like, you know what if I try this? I'm not going to tell you what it is because I'm still going to do it. But I had to pick up something for it and couldn't get it. I went to 3 different places and they didn't have it. And two yesterday and one just today, and they didn't have it. So I'll do that again. But I'm going back to my original desire for the cocktail tonight. So anyway, do mine last. Tom, who's ready? Who wants to go first?
I'll start if you don't mind, because I'm keeping it simple.
Go for it.
I went simple.
I'm just keeping it simple, man. I just wanted to go with some straight and just have some neat whiskey. So
there you go.
I'm just this one I picked up on vacation. I'm just going to finish the rest of the bottle here. It is from the Neely Family Distillery out of Sparta, Kentucky. This is our straight bourbon whiskey, and the has an interesting mash. It's 76% corn, 19% wheat, 5% malted barley at 109 proof. I'm going to show you that bottle there.
Damn, 109 proof.
And I decided to pair it with a big beer as well. I just grabbed this one out of my collection. It's a 2019 rum barrel aged Materfamilias, and it's at 11%.
Wow.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you know what?
Nothing like a small bottle too on a.
Let's see how much. Yeah. Well, what are you going to drink when we'll go to hell in a handbasket?
No.
Looks like I got about 2.5 ounces of whiskey here. I'm going to finish up.
There you go.
Let me show it to you, show you how pretty that is.
Oh, that's very
pretty.
This is
a really nice whiskey. We found this distillery by accident. We had to pull off the side of the road, pull out to get some gas. My wife saw a sign that said Neely Family Distillery, half a mile. So it was an accidental find, but boy, they are incredible.
But Tom brings up a really good point. In cold weather, sometimes all you need is a snort.
That's it. Yeah. I guess I can't complain about being cold because it's not as cold here as it is for you guys.
No, it was frigid today. I think we got up to 21.
We only got up to 18 here.
Yeah, that'll happen. What I did, because it's so damn cold, I decided I wanted to do something with cider.
Okay.
But we didn't have any cider, and the local grocery store didn't have any cider, so I juiced my own. That's pretty poor there, Tom.
That's pretty poor.
So I got some Honey Crisps, and I put them through the masticating juicer. And then I put that on the stovetop with some cinnamon sticks in it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
So then I put it in here. So I've got about 6 ounces of the cider in here.
Mm-hmm.
And I have got 1.5 ounces of something that I know John enjoys,
Hmm.
and it's the Knob Creek smoked maple.
There you go.
So this in hot cider,
Hmm.
simple but delicious, and it is warming. I'll tell you that.
Very nice. Very nice. And the beer you paired it with?
So I forgot about the pairing entirely, but I did look in the fridge, and I did have one of these, and I think this is going to actually pretty good. I think if I went through everything that I had, this is what I would with them.
You know, it probably.
Oh yeah, that
Probably
would make
would.
sense. Yeah.
So that was fortuitous that was still in the fridge.
Fortuitous, big words.
Alliteration,
Four.
assonance.
So somebody got a word of the day calendar.
Mm. You know what? When you drink it with this, the chestnuts really come out more.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's so what it's doing, because this is kind of sweet, right? Because we know that Knob Creek is sweet.
Right.
The apple juice has got the sweetness to it, so it kills some of the sweetness in the chestnut praline and allows the chestnuts to really shine in this. So
There you go. Very nice.
this is working nicely.
Very nice. Very, very nice.
Oh,
All right.
What are you doing, Johnny?
So for me, my original thought was, okay, what do I enjoy most in the winter? Obviously bourbon, but that's besides the point. What I enjoy
Stouts.
well,
And old ales and
old ales, yeah. But I enjoy fire pits, campfires, or whatever, and just smokiness, right? I do enjoy that. So I immediately went to my Knob Creek smoked maple.
Oh,
Right?
there you go.
I kind of figured you would.
Right. But I wanted to kick it up a notch because, Dave, I really love my Knob Creek smoked maple, but it's very light on the smoke.
You love your knob?
Very light. I love my knob very much, but it's very light on the smoke and it's very light on the maple, which is a good thing, right? Just barely a little bit of there. So I didn't want to go crazy. I didn't want to make a cocktail per se. So I figured I'd add just a little bit, just a half a teaspoon.
Oh, your stopper still works?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, the black part pulled right off of mine. I had to use a wrench to get the rest of it out.
Oh geez. No, mine works. I did it. But I figured I'd goose up the smoked and the maple a little bit with my Sugar Bob's smoked maple syrup.
Oh wow, okay.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
You, between the sweetness of the bourbon and the sweetness of that, you are doing a sprint to type 2 diabetes, aren't you?
Just for the night though. Just for the night. Yeah, no, I just goosed it up a little bit. I literally used a quarter of a teaspoon. Literally just a drop in there, just to goose it up just a little bit.
All you need with that.
That's all you need with it.
You keep saying goose like that, you're going to be banned from school zones again.
This is true. It still happens. But then I said, okay, I'm not making a cocktail, but I would like just a couple of dashes of these in it, even though it's not a cocktail. So I threw a little bit in there, and I do, and at that point, I do want to throw one cherry.
Wait a second.
Well, you got a cocktail. That's an old fashioned.
Right, but this is my point. It's not old fashioned because there's no simple syrup, and I put
you got the maple. The maple.
A drop of it. Oh, it's not.
But seriously, what is the definition of a cocktail then?
That's true.
If you don't have a spirit with mixers in it,
that is a cocktail.
It's a cocktail, John.
It's a cocktail.
We could quibble over if it's an old fashioned or not, but it's definitely a cocktail.
That's where I was going with this. It's not an old fashioned per se because I didn't put the other elements in there, but it's old fashioned ish. But it's
you got a sweetener, you got a sweetener, bitters, and a garnish. My friend, you've got an old fashioned.
You've got an old fashioned.
So I have a very, very, very minimal.
And you put a cherry in it as well.
I put a cherry.
Now all you gotta do is put an orange peel. Now you got an orange peel for it. And then
I don't. So
oh mercy.
I figured beer wise, what would pair with it? Something dark, something that might have a little smoke but not be smoked per se. And I figured, what's better than a Schwarzbier?
Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense.
As far as my personal.
Well, yeah, but I love Tamavi Pivos, but as far as the roast in the smoke, in the Schwarzbier, and I just happened to have still had one of these Schultzbraus.
There you go.
From Knoxville. So that's what happened.
There you go.
There you go. And
Now I'm going to be interesting to see if that roasty smoky character cancels out what's in your cocktail.
that's what I want to find out. That's what I want to find out.
Or if it'll enhance.
I'm hoping for an enhancement, but we'll see.
I'm sure. Otherwise, you've defeated the purpose that you set out to do.
Exactly. So just gonna pour it in here, and whoa, yep, it's
A little bit of an over. Oh, it's Miklo. You did a Miklo pour.
I did, yeah. I got a Miklo pour. There you go.
You do. That's a Miklo pour.
Yeah, it is. I think it's the
Oh
I
goodness!
think it's the carb in the can, so we'll think it re-fermented a little bit while it was sitting in my fridge. But we'll get back to that. So let's try the cocktail first. So there you go. Oh, very nice. Oh yeah, it's literally I put the tiniest drop of that smoked maple syrup in there, and it's just enhancing it a little bit. And the black walnut bitters is just I only put 2 dashes in there. It's tasty. So yes, it's a cocktail, but it's.
Yeah, I originally was going to do something with gingerbread, and I'd actually put the Hardywood gingerbread stout in the fridge to pair with it, but I just really couldn't get enough of ginger flavor into the simple syrup I was making to stand up to whiskey.
Gotcha.
It'll stand up to a whole other slew of spirits, but not to a bourbon. It's not.
So go back again and tell me how you made your cider.
Cider?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got some Honey Crisps, chopped them up, and I have a masticating juicer.
Mm-hmm.
Masticating, as you know, means chewing, and it chews it, and it extracts all the juices, and then everything that's left over comes out the end. It looks like it actually looks like rabbit pellets, long rabbit pellets at the end.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird looking. And I did it that way, and then I put it into a pan on the stove, and for a couple of hours, had some cinnamon sticks in it, had it just steep in there for a while, and that was it.
Very nice.
I did skim some of the scum off the top, because when you make your own stuff, you've got to filter. It looks like scum, but it's tasty. But it's not attractive.
Tasty scum. It's tasty.
So, yeah, it's not attractive. So you got to skim that off of there. So I skimmed some of that off of there.
Mm-hmm.
And again, just a 4-to-1 ratio of cider to whiskey is just about perfect.
Very nice. Very nice. I'm about to try that because you know me in this bottle.
Yeah.
Well, this particular brand, not this one particular bottle.
Yeah, and then frankly, what I wanted to do is I wanted to go out and just get a jug of cider, make life easy on myself. But they had no cider, so I'm like, well, guess got to make my own. So just get a jug of cider, warm it up with some cinnamon sticks in it, 4-to-1 with that whiskey, and it's really that simple. And it's tasty and damn good. It's probably the healthiest thing I've eaten in weeks.
There you go.
In weeks.
There you go. Fair enough. Yeah, just to anybody that's watching this and for you guys as well. I just did normally on a Wednesday night, we do the cocktail podcast first. And then when we're done with it, I go and do a sports podcast. The reason we started the show late tonight is because we flip-flopped them. We had to do, we had one of the other hosts on the sports show had to go early because he had something to do later. And so we flip-flopped them. We've done it before. A few weeks ago, we did it. Actually, a couple months ago, we did it. But whatchamacallit, I was up against the gun because we wanted to get the show started. So as soon as we were done, I didn't even change. I just stayed in wearing what I was wearing on the sports show. So that's why you see me in a Buffalo Bills jersey and cap tonight. And that doesn't mean I'm necessarily a Buffalo Bills fan, but I am right now.
Of the 4 teams that are left, you are.
Of the 4 teams that are left right now.
Same here. What about you, Tom? Who you rooting for with the 4 teams left?
Well, yeah, with what's left, of course, I've got to pull for Kansas City. I'm too close not to.
Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and I said this on the sports show. I think Buffalo can win the game, but they're going to be hard pressed to do it because they're only taking the field with 53 members of that team, whereas Kansas City Chiefs are taking the field with 60 members.
Oh, please. Oh, you're one of those. Oh, one of those conspiracy guys. Oh, please.
Yes.
They have the 53 regular players and the 7 referees.
Him and 90% of the country.
That's a lot of whining right there.
Me and everybody else in
who doesn't live in Missouri.
It doesn't live in Missouri or isn't a Taylor Swift fan. There you go.
It is. Oh, it's gotten some blatant lately, but
So,
Oh man. But so I did want to bring up a topic tonight.
Uh-oh.
oh,
Here we
Because
go.
a friend of mine, her and her husband from their kids for Christmas got a Bartesian.
okay.
Tom, do you know what a Bartesian is?
I do not.
Basically, think of a Keurig for cocktails.
Oh, really?
So
I
what,
think I know what you're talking about now. Yeah.
yeah, so what you do is you put your bottle of liquors there and there's tubes that go in it so it can suck it up. And then you've got pods. These pods are all the flavorings,
Yeah.
the bitters, the simple syrup, whatever. And you put the pod in, and it reads the pod. It knows what drink you're making. It knows you've told it what alcohol is on what tube,
Right.
and it draws from there and it makes it for you. So my question to you guys is, what do you think about this, and why did you choose the word blasphemy?
Yeah, that's exactly the word I was going to use. Thanks, David. I mean, for me, I mean that's part of the experience, right? Picking out the liquor, deciding what cocktail to have, the pour. I mean, making the cocktail. It's a whole experience, So leave it in the hands of a machine is just wrong.
Well, it's also fresh ingredients, right?
Yeah.
The apple cider in this squeezed 2 hours ago.
Yeah, and I make all my own simples.
You squoze it yourself.
I squoze it myself.
Yeah.
And I like to make all my own simples.
Yeah, and you make your own simples, and it's the fresh ingredients.
Yeah.
When I make my my infused liquors, that's fresh ingredients it's infused with.
But a lot of the joy is just in making the cocktail, isn't it?
Exactly.
I like, yeah. I mean, it's no less than half of the experience, right? Not that it isn't half, right? But it's no less than half. For me, it's a little bit more of the experience in making it than it is the drinking, because the drinking it, like, I'm enjoying what I'm doing as far as crafting the cocktail, thinking about it, putting the ingredients together, putting it in the glass. And then once I'm having it, I'm not sitting there focusing 100%. I will the first couple of sips, but then I'm having a chat with you guys, or if I'm at a party, I'm talking to them. So more about it is the making of it than it's just, it's like anything else.
But it's almost Zen. There's certain things that I do that
that's a great word. Yes.
Right? There's a lot of things that I do that people consider either tedious or boring or whatever, or mechanical. That to me is more like Zen. Like when I do the dishes, that's intentional mindfulness on doing the dishes. And the same thing with making a cocktail. You're putting all your mindfulness into what you're doing, and there's a Zen behind that. Nothing else exists while you're doing it.
I agree with that. Yeah, because I cook the same way too. That's how I process everything. Is when I'm in, prepping everything and starting to cook, and the same thing with making a cocktail. You use that time to process what's going on.
Yeah, and your brain's fully engaged on one thing, and what's great about that is the rest of the worries of the world are gone for that moment. And that's also why we drink, is the other worries of the world. But
well, there you go.
But even like doing dishes, folding laundry, stuff like that, I put my full mind and focus on it, and that just makes everything else, go away. But it's so true when it comes to making cocktails, and especially when you're starting to get used to one of these things and figuring out that it's the side that just slap to open it up. It's counterintuitive a little bit, but it's the case, So getting used to new bar equipment, sometimes buying bar equipment, knowing how it's improved your techniques.
Absolutely.
And all of that. So just having a push button machine to make your cocktail for you.
It's ridiculous.
It does seem sacrilegious. Yes, I will agree.
That'd be a good gift for a sorority house.
That might be
or for a fraternity house. Even.
There's
a busy young couple.
Yeah, there's certain aspects that could, where it might be worth it, but for someone like any of the three of us, not so much. No, but
no.
Yeah. So we got a comment here from Doug Smith. He said, "Get that Bills garb off. Cheers." Now,
he just wants to see you naked.
I think he might.
Well, who doesn't?
That's true. But I think he might be saying that because he's a Pats fan. Right. But Doug, please let me know are you rooting for the Chiefs? That's why you want me to take this Bills garb off, or are you saying that because you're a Pats fan? Because if you're saying that just because you're a Pats fan, I will let you know that several times over the last several days, Stardomsky and I have been going back and forth saying "Go Bills" to each other, including he's been saying it too.
Or Doug, are you saying that because you're saying claiming that he's a bandwagon fan at this point?
Oh, I'm 100%. Isn't everybody during the playoffs if your team's not in it? Though?
Of course. Well, I'm just saying. I'm just giving that as an
Like
option.
it's not like the only people that are watching football right now are fans of the 4 teams that are left.
Hey, look,
You know?
you can see my garnish now.
We can see your garnish. There you go.
Yeah, I think the back.
Your garnish is showing.
Exactly. Now, let me
Hey,
ask-
the water was hot. It's shrinkage.
Now, let me ask you a question though. Seriously, yeah, you were going to go out and get a gallon of cider. Were you going to get Dixon?
Get my Dixon at the cider? No, I don't.
No, the brand Dixon.
Oh, look, what? Are you
Dixon cider.
I didn't know there. I knew what you were doing. I just foiled. Foiled it.
You just foiled it. That's for sure. You and the word of the day, toilet paper. All right, my beer is finally ready to drink. So
You know,
put it in.
you know what the difference is between Iron Man and Aluminum Man, right?
Yeah, it's just a chemistry joke, but go ahead.
No. Iron Man stops the thief.
Mhm.
Aluminum Man just foils his plans.
Mm-hmm. But that's true. There you go. It actually is enhancing it. It's not taking away.
Nice.
Yeah, it's working
That's a rare thing. You know,
working well.
Cancellation.
Working well. So there you have it.
So
Cool.
the smoke builds.
The smoke builds. There you go. I think it's because of the roast characteristic in the Schwartz beer is helping it.
Oh,
out.
mercy.
There you go. Yeah, Doug, just at some point, just hit us back up and let me know if it's just because you're Pats. And if it is, I respect that. That's fine. I'm just curious. Basically, I'm curious whether you're saying it because you're just a Pats fan or if you actually are indeed rooting for the Chiefs on this coming Sunday.
We should.
And I do want to be the first to apologize to you last night. Some of your comments on the Log Room Guys show didn't get put up. For some reason, they didn't come through.
They didn't come through at all.
They didn't come through at all on Restream here on this new format. I saw them after the fact. In fact, I saw them this morning.
That's weird.
And so although there was
No, I can attest that.
Brian Folk made a couple comments too that didn't come up. So yeah, so and I'll give you a blanket policy right now, blanket apology right now that says I apologize if you are indeed commenting what I asked you to, and we're not seeing it right now either.
Yeah, we're only seeing the first one, and that's it.
And that's it. So he said, "Go Commanders." Wife is long. No. I'm wearing this for this weekend only. I'm not saying that. I'm happy. Believe me, I'm rooting for Washington on Sunday.
Oh yeah, we're Giants fans.
I'm a Giants fan. You know, so yeah. So there you go. And if we both get our wishes and Washington goes to Super Bowl and Buffalo goes to Super Bowl, it's a rematch, right?
From a while back.
From 34 years ago, 33 years ago, something like that. A long time ago, early 90s. So Super Bowl 26 to be exact. In fact, if Philly goes and Buffalo goes, it'll be the only Buffalo will have then effectively gone to the Super Bowl and played every single NFC East team in the Super Bowl.
Yep.
There you go. But anyway, enough about football. I'd like to mention one thing about baseball. This is for Tom's team, not for Tom. This is for Tom's team.
Oh boy, here we go.
By every player out there.
Yeah. Okay. What my question to you, Tom, is this. And look, whatever, who cares a shit, right? But my question to you is this, Tom. How many roster spots do the Dodgers have?
Oh, it's amazing.
Well, it's a 25-man team. Who they decide to put out there, I don't know.
It's to sign people for millions of dollars and then option them to AAA.
But Johnny, you're right there in New York. I mean, they've been doing that since the beginning of time.
Well, not my team, the other team.
Well, the other New York team, but still.
But
and Doug's got another comment, and
he does.
This
and I agree with him. Daniel's absolutely
is.
far by the best pick.
But also that is just a knife in the side of a Giants fans because we could have picked him.
Yeah, look, I was screaming for Shane to trade up and get Daniels, but nope.
We were tied in with another Daniel.
Yeah, exactly.
Ugh.
For at least 6 games, right? And Doug Smith said, "Fuck the Chiefs. I actually would like to see the Bills go." So there,
you and 90%
you
of the country.
there, and we said this before, Doug. You and 90% of the country. The only people that don't want to see the Bills go are most of the people in Missouri, Tom being one of them, and Taylor Swift fans.
Yeah,
That's
it.
That's it. So, anyway,
And the girls who thinks that Mahomes is cute.
right. He just had his 3rd baby too. One of these days, his wife is going to have one.
Yeah, very funny.
But
a lot of jealousy out there. There's a lot of jealousy out there.
He's changing his name to what are you talking about? You're a Rams fan.
I am a Rams fan, but I still gotta call it bullshit when I hear it. Yeah, so I've been a Rams fan my entire life, so I'm used to 4-12 seasons. You know.
So let me ask you this question, Tom. Seriously, think about this. If the Rams had beaten Philly and then beat Washington or whoever won the game, right? And then when they went to the Super Bowl against Kansas City, okay, so that's the Rams and the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and the Chiefs win. Seriously, specifically because of bad calls and flops by Patrick Maflops and everything else, and the usual typical Kansas City BS, right? And that's the way the Rams lost. Would you not be on our side of what we're saying right now?
I would, but I don't think any of that is true. I think y'all are seeing exactly what you want to see.
So let me put it to you this way. I am not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying that Roger Goodell has a meeting at the beginning of every season, say, this is how all the games are going to be played out. This is who I want to win the Super Bowl. That's not the case. What I think is things are guided in certain directions. Now, if the Kansas City Chiefs just shit the bed and they can't win the game based on their scoring and everything else, no matter how many calls go for them, then they lose the game. That's fine, right? But I think that, there's a lot of calls that could go either way. They seem to always go for the Chiefs, and they don't get called on other teams.
So here's the thing. I remember a lot of conversation, a lot like this, back when the Pats were having their amazing run. You always heard that it was the refs. I just think sometimes people are seeing what they want to see without looking at the reality of the situation.
Oh, no, if they call a penalty, it's a penalty, right?
There's 2 points here I want to make. One, no doubt the Chiefs are a damn good team.
Sure, absolutely.
But the other point here is I don't think it's so much the fact that you brought the Pats is perfect here. In all leagues, there is that one player that is the star player, the face of the league, that you're not allowed to touch.
Mm-hmm. It used to be Tom Brady.
Used to be Tom Brady. Now it's Patrick Mahomes. In hockey, it was Gretzky. Now it's Sidney Crosby. You cannot touch LeBron James. You look at him wrong. He's going to the free throw line.
Right.
It's in every single league. Their poster boy, you cannot touch, and they're going to get the calls every single time if you get too damn close 100%. To them. And you're not going to get, he's going to get the pass interference calls that the other team's not going to get.
Right.
It's just it's in every single league. And is it fair? Of course not. But do the Chiefs really need to win games? Every now and then it seems like they do, but for the most part they shouldn't. They're a damn good team.
No, they're a great team. That's what makes it all the more annoying, right? They leave them alone and let them win the game by themselves
because they can.
All right,
they've got the players, they got the talent. Mahomes is a hell of a talent.
Mm-hmm. So, what are you going to do? I mean, it is what it is, and we're going to get what we get.
We're going to see what happens.
Can't get upset.
Yeah. Well, let me be 100% honest with you, though, Johnny. I mean, if the Chiefs lose, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I mean, I don't really have a dog in the fire, but everybody around me is a Chiefs fan, so I'll passively root for the team, but I really don't give a rat's ass.
True story.
How would you wrap a rat's ass if you're giving it as a gift?
Well, I mean, I put it in an appropriate box, but you can do it any way you want.
Okay.
Yeah, but do you just wrap the ass, or do you wrap the whole rat? or do you cut
Oh
the
no,
ass
no,
off
no,
the
no,
rat
no.
and wrap
The,
it?
the whole rat's a completely different gift. It's just the ass.
Just the ass.
Yes.
Because if you're giving the whole rat, that could be a compliment. Because that could be a whole meal for somebody.
This is
But,
true.
but if you just chop off the ass, that's an insult.
Or if you're giving the whole rat, you just might be unhappy with a non-union shop. I'm just saying. Hey, in New York City, if you are a non-union shop, if you're not union, they will put a big inflatable rat in front of your business.
Really? I didn't know that. That's interesting.
Oh yeah, it's a New York City thing, I guess. I thought that was national. I guess it's only New York.
Yeah, it's New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, before I was born, my dad had back surgery, and so he wasn't able to.
Who are you going to say before you were born when they had horse-drawn carriages?
No, so anyway, my dad was a truck driver. He couldn't work for anybody anymore because nobody would insure him. So he opened up his own business. But the reason I mention that is Dad he still was a lifelong Teamster supporter. Always put a Teamster sticker on the truck.
Sure.
Even though he wasn't in the union because he wasn't working for anybody. But yeah, he supported the Teamsters till he died.
My grandfather was an independent truck driver, never in the union.
Yeah, my father was my father owned Thuman's Routes for years before he retired, but he before that, when he was much younger, he was a Teamster. Yeah, and he told me stories of he always tells stories about union meetings he'd go to that Jimmy Hoffa would show up at.
Oh wow!
Yeah, it was quite interesting. Yeah, he was actually in the Teamsters. He was before he was 18. He was in the Teamsters. I don't think he could have been, but he was. I think he was supposed to be, I should say, but he was. My father graduated high school at 16.
Oh wow!
Was working for a truck. Yeah, he was working on the docks before he got his license. Then he was driving. So anyway, back to our regularly scheduled program. No,
but I digress.
But we all digress.
We digress big time on a few topics there.
We
talked about Teamsters, rats' asses, and
Dodgers and
football and baseball.
There you go. So anyway, but I digress. Back to cocktails. Yeah, this is pretty good. They're pairing really nicely. I'm glad I did this. But the other one that I was going to do, I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to say what it was. It was a riff on another spirit, but because we were doing whiskey or bourbon,
yeah,
I wanted to do it with bourbon. I may actually do it with the original spirit when we do it, but we'll see.
Mine's gone.
So Douglas Smith brought up a while back to do a show around this. Do we still want to do one at some point?
We actually absolutely should.
What is that?
Laird's.
You mean this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just picked this up today, as a matter of fact, because I was going to say one of these days we've got to do a Laird show. So I picked up some Lairds. John, do you have any Lairds?
I don't have any Lairds. I will go get some. The last time I had Lairds was probably September. So actually, yeah, I was September, October. I finished the bottle I had in a couple of fall-esque cocktails.
Well, that's what I was thinking for Laird's. Laird's is more of like a fall drink, so I don't know if we want to.
I don't want to wait till fall. We've missed that window. Let's do it in the spring. It could be. I could do a nice cocktail with that. It'd be perfect for winter.
I was saying we can do it. I was just about to say we can do it as a winter cocktail.
Look, we can do more than one cocktail on one show with Laird's.
That's right.
Let's do one within the next few shows, and then we'll do one again in the fall.
There we go.
All right, perfect.
There you go.
There we go.
All right. Yeah, this is.
Oh.
I think I may do that. Because the black walnut bitters and the cherry in there, they add a little bit more to it. But I think I actually may try that once. Like the next time I have some of my smoked maple, I think I may try just that drop of the sugar bobs in there, just to goose up the smokiness and the maple a little bit. Not a lot.
Told you stop saying goose.
Just to raise.
Just don't
up
say
the
goose
level.
step.
Yeah. Just to raise up. Don't go there. Just to raise up the level of the smokiness and the maple flavor.
Just don't goose step, man.
There you go. Anyway, Doug did have another comment here. He said, Andy Reid is a great coach. Has
Absolutely.
Instant Hall of Fame first. Of course, definitely.
Absolutely.
You know what I remember the most about Andy Reid? It's weird to say this.
His commercials?
No. Well,
Him drawing mustaches on people on a bus.
I'm going back to when I'm going back to
Love
when
that
he-
commercial.
It's great commercials. Those are great commercials. But I'm going back to when he first got the job with Philly,
Mhm.
way back when. I remember one broadcast that it was like it might have been either his first national game or his first game that was televised, or his first game even, or for that matter, first game with the Giants. One of them. Although it would have had to have been a Philly game because back then I was going to a game in Philly because back then I was going to. I had my season tickets. I was going every home game, so I would have been watching the broadcast. Is my point. But anyway, it was one of his first games with the Eagles as the head coach, and they showed a picture of him when he was 13 or 14 years old, and he was in the punt, pass, and kick competition. Remember they used to do those?
Oh yeah.
Right at the stadiums during halftime, sometimes at some stadiums, and he was. It was him and two other kids. So they were all 13-year-olds or all 14-year-olds, right? I think it might have been 13. And like, here's the ground. All right. And in the picture, I'm just kind of showing you. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, if you want to see what I'm saying,
It sucks
tune
for
in
you.
to 36. Yeah. 36 minutes on YouTube. Anyway, this is the height of the kid next to him. This is the height of the kid on the other side of that kid. And this is Andy Reid's height. He just towered over him, and he was huge. It was funny, and he won. Go figure. He won the punt, pass, and kick competition of those three that day. But in fact, I'm going to actually look for it right now, and I'll put it up on the screen if I can find it. I'm sure it's got to be out there somewhere on the web. But anyway, I digress. Back to cocktails.
Yeah, we got to stop doing these shows on the days that John does the sports contest because sports show because he keeps bringing it back to sports.
Well, you know what I do? I did the two times I did is this one and the other one where I did it after the sports show. When I do it before the sports show, I'm totally focused on cocktails.
That's what I'm saying. We got to tell your boy no more early meetings.
Right.
That's funny.
Because John can't get out of sports mode.
That's okay. Hey, man, we can talk about anything.
It's funny because my son has he likes to wear Crocs,
Mhm.
and his most recent pair of Crocs. I'll have to show them to you because it's this one. I'm not a big fan of Crocs, but this pair of Crocs I'm actually I'm kind of a bit of a fan of because let me see if I can find the picture here. But at any rate, you know how they have that strap on the back?
Yep.
When the strap goes up, my son refers to that as sports mode.
Sports mode.
I don't know if you can
That's
see this, but these are his
Oh,
current
I see it now. Yeah.
Can you see what it says?
No, I can't read it there.
They are Count Chocula Crocs.
Count Chocula.
Oh, Count Chocula. That's funny.
I'm like, okay, I approve of that. That's what he was wearing on our trip.
Now, how old is he?
He is 20.
Oh, okay.
So we just did a road trip. So doing a road trip, I like to put breweries on the road trip. I couldn't I only did one brewery a day because I've got a 20-year-old with me.
Mm-hmm.
Though, and Doug's listening, so he'll approve of this. While we're in Athens, we're in a bar. I won't mention the bar because I don't want to get anybody in trouble. But we got shots. They actually served him a shot. They didn't card him. Athens, Georgia is a college town, so we figured they might not. And he had his first shot of Malort.
Oh, yeah.
But it was barrel-aged Malort. It's not quite as harsh as regular Malort. Takes a little bit of the rough edges off, but it's still Malort.
That's funny. So how do you like it?
Well, because I told him about it, what everyone says about it. He took a shot of this. It's actually not that bad. I said, well, that's also the big secret behind Malort. It's actually not that bad. That should be their tagline.
It's not that bad. You had your lips around worse things.
To quote you, I needed the money.
It was young. I needed the money.
And late 80s, economy was bad.
Exactly.
Oh, mercy.
I found the picture of Andy Reid, by the way. Now, this is a different one because you can see a little bit more of who he was with. He's 13 years old in this picture, and so are the other kids. All of the kids in this picture are 13 years old, and it's the other picture that has his name and everything in it, which is not the one I downloaded. Says Andrew Reed, Los Angeles, California, but he's 13 and the other kids are 13 too. Here you go.
Oh shit! Oh, I remember those old Rams uniforms. Oh my
Yeah.
god!
Yeah,
He a big boy.
yeah. So they're all of those kids are 13, and Andy Reid's in front. He's 13 too.
Yeah, he's about a foot taller than everybody.
Foot, 2 feet looks like
Boy, I was like
almost.
2 feet there, and probably a good 150 pounds.
That's funny.
Insane.
They put a ringer in there.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, it did. So
That's funny.
that's funny.
All the other parents demanded to see the birth certificate, I guess, after that one.
Yeah, it's like who's that kid that was a pitcher in New York back in the day? I think it was Danny Almonte for the Rolando Paulino All-Stars. They're all supposed to be 13 years old or 14 years old, and he looked like he could have been like 24. Had a wife and
3 kids and a 5 o'clock shadow.
right. Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we've got a liquor related comment.
Oh, we got a liquor related comment. There you go.
How about that?
Doug Smith, looking forward to the Laird Show. I love all their products. Absolutely. Absolutely.
They
Yeah, I
make-
look forward to doing that one too.
Wait a second. They make something other than Applejack?
Yeah, they make.
I'm
They
kidding.
do make other products. Yes, they do.
Yes, but Applejack, that's what they're known for.
They are known for their Applejack, and they hail from the Scobeyville section of Freehold.
Yep. Out by the not too far from Monmouth Battlefield, as a matter of fact.
Correct.
The of Molly Pitcher fame. Right, that's where she was supposed to have made her legend.
Yes, that is correct. You are right. So anyway,
I was a history major.
you is a history major.
I learned all kinds of historical things.
There you go. So anyway, so how are your cocktails overall during this year
Gone.
so far? No, I don't mean tonight. I just mean in general. Have your cocktail making any new things you've come up with over the last 3 weeks?
I'm not going to tell you that. I'm going to do it on the show.
I've
All
been
right.
using this product since I got back in September, and I've never had Nocino before I bought this, and I love this stuff.
Okino's very good. I have a bottle.
I've been using it in place of sweet vermouth to do sort of a version of a Manhattan, using the Manhattan as a template, taking out the sweet vermouth, putting this in.
100%.
Oh
I've
my
done that
God,
a
that
lot.
makes and then the black walnut bitters. That just makes a beautiful cocktail.
So I don't know what a Kino is. Tell me what a Kino is there. Tom.
Okino is basically his black walnut liqueur.
It's a black walnut liqueur. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's an Italian,
Thanks, Tom.
Italian black walnut.
And this one is barrel. This one is barrel finished.
Yes.
Nice.
This one's from Watershed out of Columbus, Ohio.
There you
Kino. Wasn't he a boxer?
go. Jimmy Nocchino, yeah.
Just want. I've actually want to taste a little bit of the Laird's Applejack because I haven't had this since I wasn't supposed to be drinking.
Okay.
But when you're a kid, in New Jersey, Laird's is cheap as fuck.
Mm-hmm. Not
You
now.
know, Not now. Well, I got this.
Then.
I got this bottle for $26.
No. It's affordable, but I'm saying
Yeah.
it's not what it was.
Oh yeah, it was like $7 a bottle, or
That
for a fifth.
that'd have been like $4.99 or something like that.
Yeah, so that's what we drink to get drunk and then throw up.
By the way, Doug said, "Get them started early on Malort." There you go.
Yeah.
And Mallory.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to be hunting down Mallory. He actually doesn't drink. He was just curious because what I was saying about it. He's like, okay, now I want to try it
There you go.
because I was talking about how disgusting it is.
And there you have it. So, very nice, very nice. And if
That's
you
a lot smoother than I remember it.
and if you well, you know what? I mean, everything is smoother than you remember it, right? So
Yeah.
that's just your palate, right? But if you really want to try something good, you take a nice pumpkin ale and not the pumpkin pie ale. You take like a pumpkin soup ale, if you will, like a cream ale base with pink peppercorns and orange
Something
zest,
called Scobeyville.
and then age it in an Laird's Applejack barrel.
Yeah, it's called
Ah.
Scobeyville.
Call it Scobeyville. Yeah, because it's really good.
You should try
That's funny.
that because you won't get a cease or desist or anything.
I didn't say try to make it. I said just drink it. That's all.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Get a cease and desist. That's funny.
Actually, just get a can of Carton pumpkin cream and just pour a half a shot of Laird's Applejack in it, and
There you go.
there you go.
You've got a Scobeyville.
You got a Scobeyville.
No, I wanted to give the Applejack a little bit of a taste there, so I can start formulating what I want to do with it.
All right, all right. Well, when we end the show, we'll discuss for a couple minutes what we want to do as far as
Since you're doing it.
our next show and the show after that, and maybe lay out a game plan for them. The next show is not that it's really a milestone, if you will,
Alright.
but our next show is our 20th show.
How about that?
Yeah. Well, in another month and a half, we'll be reaching our 1-year anniversary.
All right, we need to do a special show for that one then.
So we and a couple of times we've delayed a show a week or two. So we should have been at 26 because we do the show every other week. We should have been at 26 in a year. We're going to be at like 23, 24.
52 divided by 2, carry the 8.
Stop, no man.
Anyway,
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right.
but I digress.
But we digress.
The square root of pumpkin pie.
Let's see what you did there.
And times the pie.
Oh gosh, that's delicious. Yeah,
So, did you take a little bit of your Laird's Applejack?
did yeah.
There you
Because
go.
I've been using it mostly, in all honesty, as part of a cocktail. I haven't been drinking a lot of it neat, but it's gorgeous.
It's nice. Let me see that label because your label is different than mine.
This is the bottled and bond.
The bottled in bond. Okay, that explains it.
There you go. They have that readily accessible app by you?
Yes.
Nice. And I'm coming to you from about 10 miles away from the
Oh, are you really? Oh man,
Yeah,
I
he's
really
not-
would
yeah,
like to
he's-
visit there.
Yeah, he's not that far from there.
Mm-hmm. So awesome. Well, these are going down good. What are your plans for for watching the games on Sunday? Drinking heavily that the Rams and the Giants aren't in it?
In
Respectively?
all honesty, I won't even be watching the game. If you guys didn't bring it up, I probably wouldn't have paid attention that was even on.
So you are one of those Rams fans that just doesn't watch football when the Rams aren't in it.
Yeah, I'm just not that well. Yeah, you know.
Did you watch the game on Sunday? I'm assuming you did.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I don't know.
I mean, beating the Vikings, you know, I mean, they were a heavy underdog against the Vikings and won. I didn't expect them to beat Philly, so I wasn't too surprised.
Gotcha. I was reading something somewhere where somebody said they actually went back and paid attention. They fast forwarded like the DVR of the game and they went through it. It seemed to be only anytime it snowed heavy, like the wind was blowing and the snow was whipping, was when the Rams had the ball. When the Eagles had the ball, it wasn't snowing.
That's funny.
Oh, wait a second. Was Jack Frost in the stadium? Is he an Eagles fan?
Apparently, Jack Frost is an Eagles fan. Yeah.
Yeah, apparently.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know that that's the case or not. Somebody just said that. They could have been just off their rocker, which they very likely were.
Very possible.
So,
We know a few people that are off their rockers.
this is very, very,
I
very
am currently not on a rocker, so
You
technically
are
I'm off my rocker.
You are off your. Do you own a rocker?
I don't currently.
It doesn't rock per se, but it rocks because it leans. So I guess I'm on my rocker. Dave, are you on your rocker?
No, my rocker's in storage.
No, are you on? Does your chair rock like that?
No, I'm on a bar stool right now.
You're on a bar stool right now.
I'm on
Yeah, me too.
All
I'm
right.
on a bar stool, but I actually have my mom's rocking chair that we actually got for her 50th birthday.
Okay.
So when she passed, I took the rocker and it's currently sitting in storage because there's no room for it here. So I'm off my mom's rocker,
There you go.
if that makes any sense.
Well, no, it's your rocker now. So
Sounds a little dirty, but whatever. You know, I don't judge.
My name is not Oedipus. Let's not go there.
So, anyway.
From Arkansas, Dave.
Well, actually, did not. I was in Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama. Did not make it to Arkansas. I drove through Arkansas once with my grandfather,
Uh-huh.
and then on the way back we came in through Oklahoma and then through St. Louis. So I got to see the arch.
Oh, nice, nice.
So that was cool.
Oh, sure. I have I've been to Arkansas, but briefly. I was in Memphis. One time I was in Memphis.
Mhm.
Went over into Arkansas specifically to go over into Arkansas, and then we went down into Mississippi specifically to go down into Mississippi,
Mhm.
and that was it. So I didn't see much of Mississippi or much of Arkansas, but I can say
You were there.
I was there. Right.
What's
Did you like carve it in a tree?
Yeah,
John was here?
Yeah, it was in the 80s.
Jersey Johnny was here. Yeah.
Johnny was here.
What's
But,
really a really neat fact about Arkansas is Arkansas, every state that borders Arkansas, you can drive south out of Arkansas and go into the state. It's weird. Look at the map. It's actually true. It doesn't seem like it should be. And it's mostly because Missouri's got that hook to it.
mhm.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So there's a portion of Arkansas you can drive south into Missouri.
Hmm.
Am I saying it right? It's Missouri? It's Missouri.
The Missouri. We say Missouri. It's only in that one little section you're talking about that they say Missouri.
Yep. And there's a portion of Arkansas you can go south into Oklahoma, south into Texas, definitely south into Louisiana, Mississippi. But it doesn't seem normal, but every state that it borders, you can drive south into it from Arkansas.
That's interesting. Yeah, I guess you're right.
It's a weird,
Well,
weird thing.
and Detroit is the only city that you can drive south into Canada out of.
Canada. Yep. Only major city. There's a lot of smaller
Yeah,
cities.
continental United States. I'm sure there's some part of Alaska that you could drive south into Canada from, but
Actually, no.
because it's a straight line going due north and south.
Do north south, and then it's just like, but it's just
How
like,
did it go? How did it go?
Say that again.
Hey,
look at the map and tell me it doesn't go all the way down.
that's the open right there.
Okay. But it's no, you can't do that in Alaska. You can't drive south into Canada. Every portion of
I
Alaska.
love when Dave gets technical.
So it's a lot of fun.
When
I
Dave
love
uses
ge- I
those
like geography.
technical terms.
That's a beautiful. That is a geography term right there.
Anyway, we've been digressing a lot during this episode.
One ba,
Well,
one bala, four laws.
Here's the thing about it is because we basically all made pretty simple cocktails. We didn't have to spend a lot of time talking about doing them.
That's true. I just had whiskey neat, so that was easy.
Mhm.
And the pairings worked the way we thought they were going to work. So
There you go.
there was a lot to talk about with our cocktails and our pairings.
So what's next week's theme? Oh, fearless leaders.
Alcohol.
All right. Okay. I can do that.
Let's give it some thought and then regroup on the group and put it together.
You don't want to just jump right into a layer.
You want to do Applejack? You want to do a Laird's Applejack cocktail on the next show?
I'm up for it.
Let's do it.
We can do that.
If you guys are, I mean, I'm good.
Yeah, let's do that next week. The next show. Doug, get ready. 2 weeks from tonight. Laird's Applejack cocktails.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in.
All right. And no, and I'll say this just for myself because I know the two of you will. Not straight or rocks or neat Applejack.
Cocktail.
Applejack cocktail.
Well, I'm going to put a caveat on that, if you don't mind, is that I will make an Applejack cocktail, but to show where the baseline is, I'm going to pour some neat. I'm going to have some neat along with my cocktail.
Oh, that's fine.
That's
As long as
fine.
you make
That's
a cocktail.
That's fine.
Yeah.
There you go. All right. That works for me. All right. All right. Shall we digress into the ending?
Into-
the outro?
Should we walk off?
I do
into that
believe.
sunset?
Walking off into the sunset. On that note, we will wrap up the show for today. We want to thank everybody for watching. And for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thank you for listening. Don't forget to visit our website. All the And a Chaser info will be on www.logroom.com. That's LAGERROM.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on Facebook at And a Chaser. And of course, all of the shows are on YouTube as well on the Logger Room channel. Remember, we go live with the video podcast on Facebook and YouTube every other Wednesday.
Dave's going back out into the tundra.
Normally around 6:30 p.m. Eastern time. Tonight was a later start. We flip-flopped with the sports show. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on our audio host, Spreaker. as well as iHeartRadio, Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Oh,
Odyssey, Audible,
nuggets.
Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, TuneIn Podcasts, Data, Castbox, Deezer, Podchaser, Listen Notes. Pretty much anywhere you can find an audio podcast, you'll find the End of Chaser podcast. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Watch football if that's your thing. Watch Hot Stove Baseball if that's your thing. Hockey, basketball. Send money so Dave can heat his house. And
Ping pong. Ping pong.
Dave doesn't have to freeze inside his bar area. And enjoy next week, folks. Drink a lot of cocktails and beer, but drink responsibly. And we will talk to you in a couple weeks, folks. Take care. Cheers.
Sláinte.
Stay warm.